Hey, what's up guys, Mokachu here, and today I'm back with a new player's perspective video. That's a bit of a tongue twister when I have to say new twice. That's kind of silly. But anyway, today's character I'm going to be talking about is Bolvar Fordragon, and I bet most of you guys know who he is. And for those who don't, if you're new like me, he is essentially the Lich King right now. After Arthas is defeated, there has to be a Lich King at all times, so Bolvar kind of takes Arthas's place. So yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, with Bolvar, I don't know too much about him because I'm a pretty new player, but I know enough about him. Essentially, he was in the first ever cinematic, obviously at the Wrathgate, and he basically led the Alliance forces against the Lich King. Also, Varrock Saurfang's son, Dranosh Saurfang, was also at the Wrathgate leading the Horde forces, and obviously Dranosh unfortunately got killed by the Lich King in one shot, no less. But yeah, I wish I could do that to my brother when he's annoying me. Just be like... But yeah, but with Bolvar, what I find interesting is obviously after Sylvanas' I guess alchemic force, her troops that were working on the plague that they made, they betrayed both Sylvanas, the Alliance, and everyone essentially, and also pretty much the Horde, because they work for the Horde, and they throw the plague down and it kills all the Horde troops, or most of them at least. Like, I'm not sure if any of them got away, but also it killed all the Alliance people as well, and Bolvar is seemingly the last one to die. I'm pretty sure there's like a dragon that flies over Bolvar, and I'm pretty sure he might be an aspect or something. I'm not sure which dragon it is which flies over him, but yeah, unfortunately he dies there. But something I do like about Bolvar is you can see from the cinematic that the people with the Alliance believe in Bolvar, they respect him, and when Bolvar arrives they're like, oh yeah, Bolvar's here, we got this. So they get all happy, and you know, they gain confidence and morale from him being there, which shows how good of a leader and person he is in the Alliance. He's obviously very strong, and he's obviously, you know, someone they can rely on, and I really like that. This is where I run into a bit of a grey area with my knowledge of Bolvar. Obviously I haven't really looked into his character fully, and I haven't watched like Noble one of his lore videos to like explain about him obviously. So essentially I don't know how he gets resurrected, because he obviously, well, he looks like he dies at the Wrathgate, so unless he didn't die for some reason, and maybe the dragons blessed him or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, once he's resurrected he looks completely different. He's like on fire and everything, and he looks kind of crazy. Yeah, his design after the Wrathgate really threw me off, because for a while I saw him on the Wrath of the Lich King loading screen, and I didn't know who it was. I thought it would be one of the bad guys, and interestingly enough, I'm in a guild, and they informed me that that's actually, I think I found out in a YouTube video, I found out somewhere that was actually Bolvar. Yeah, so I found that very interesting, and it makes me want to know more about him. But after this, once Bolvar's changed and he becomes the Lich King, he does get a little bit more involved in the story during Legion. I haven't done it personally, but I know through watching one of Nixium's videos, I know that during the artifact weapon kind of quests for the Death Knight, where you get all three of the artifact weapons, Bolvar Fordragon is actually kind of helping you, and he's kind of tempting people, or like you specifically as the character, with like delusions of power. Well, real power, not delusions, but he's like kind of trying to bribe people onto his side by saying like, hey, if you're with me, I'm gonna help you get like a load of stuff. And he also helps you get your artifact weapon, I believe. So that's very interesting. And he also makes his own like kind of group which he uses to do his bidding, if that makes sense, including you as the player. I believe it was called like the Wrath of Bolvar or something, which he calls it, but that you're basically like his elite force which does stuff that he wants, and then he rewards you for it. And I find it interesting because from what I can tell from a couple of little voice clips I've heard, Bolvar is not like he was before the Wrathgate. He's basically a lot more, I'm not going to say evil because he's not. Well, we don't know that yet, but that's interesting. That's something which I find interesting, is that we don't know Bolvar's intentions and motives. Like, he seems to be a lot darker than he was before, and he seems to enjoy things like darker things like killing certain people or ensnaring them, enslaving them, and he was never like that before. But we could also guess that maybe has something to do with being the Lich King. We don't know whether part of Arthas, and I'm not sure, I believe it's bug errors. But yeah, we don't know if he's getting influenced by some other force or whether he's just being corrupted by being the Lich King, you know, itself. But something interesting also is that he tried, for his elite force, he tried to resurrect Anduin Fordragon, which is kind of messed up because essentially when he was normal he would never have done that. And Tyrion doesn't deserve that fate, and luckily, essentially, he couldn't resurrect Tyrion, I believe. I'm not exactly sure why, but he just couldn't do it, and obviously, he just kind of moved on from there. But it's messed up the way he wants to kind of raise Tyrion back from the grave and make him serve him, when Tyrion is completely, like, against that, and it would be, like, hell for him, I can imagine. And also, someone like him who's sacrificed so much, and, you know, he stopped the Arthas as the Lich King, he never deserved that fate, and it's kind of worrying why Bolvar like kind of is like that and why he wants to do this now. And I believe Bolvar is probably going to be important and or maybe the villain of a future expansion, because like Nixium said in his video, it's very like there's a lot of evidence to back it up, and I just find it interesting. As a new player, I want to know more about Bolvar now, before and after he became the Lich King. I just want to find out like what he's about, and you know, if there is an expansion with Bolvar as the Lich King and he's like the Fire King, or I don't know, the Ice Fire King. It's going to be strange, but not out of the blue. But I personally really love the idea. I think it would be cool, and it'll be a bit of a kind of throwback to Wrath of the Lich King. And maybe certain fans will come back for a new Lich King. But it's kind of a weird thing with Bolvar, but it's also a good thing because we don't know. I like it a lot. It's like we don't know what he's about, and it makes him interesting. So I want to research into Bolvar and then maybe theorize about what he could do and what his plan might be. It probably has something to do with the Scourge though, because that's the Lich King's strongest asset, along with being able to raise the dead as his own followers. So it's a very cool kind of prospect of Bolvar, and I honestly really like him. Something I think the biggest mystery with him is what has changed his personality. Is it just him becoming the Lich King, and or him himself dying, and then, you know, he got betrayed and the plague went on him? I'm kind of rambling now, but the true question is being a Lich King the thing that's changed Bolvar, or has Bolvar just snapped and he's changed himself? Or maybe it's a bit of both. But anyway, what do you guys think in the comments? Let me know. I want to hear your ideas. I'm trying my best today because I've had to record upstairs and I don't normally do it. I had to do it the other day as well, but it's a little bit of a pain because it's not the best place to record. But my family basically came home when I was just about to record, so that wasn't ideal. But anyway, I'm getting this video out and I really enjoyed recording it. So if you liked it as well, feel free to like the video, and like I said, comment what you think Bolvar's up to and what you think of the new Lich King. Well, quote unquote new, he's been the Lich King for ages now. But yeah, anyway, if you want to see more videos from me, feel free to subscribe, hit the bell if you want notifications for each of my uploads, and yeah, thanks for watching. If you've gotten this far, I love you. But anyway, I've been Mokachu, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.